Hunter Biden continues to go on the offense against these MAGA Republicans. About 24 hours or so after Hunter Biden showed up at the House Oversight Committee, again reiterating that I want to testify publicly before the entire country. You've previously offered MAGA Republicans for me to testify publicly. Now you want a secret deposition, and we've covered that here at the MeidasTouch Network, how the MAGA Republicans just crumbled at this House Oversight Committee hearing. James Comer looked like a total fool. Marjorie Taylor Greene pulled out nude photos of Hunter Biden. Nancy Mace yelled at Hunter Biden and said, "You have no balls," while Marjorie Taylor Greene was actually showing photographs of Hunter Biden's balls. But Hunter Biden showed up there, was ready to testify publicly, as he previously said he would, yet the MAGA Republicans are holding Hunter Biden in contempt for wanting to testify publicly before the world, as MAGA Republicans said they wanted him to do before, because they want a secret deposition. But folks, there is yet another reason why Hunter Biden is continuing to go on the offense and winning. Not only is the fact that he wants transparency makes him on the right side of the issue, he's on the right side of the law. You see, folks, Hunter Biden is using the words and positions previously taken by MAGA Republicans against them. And previously, during the impeachment inquiry against Donald Trump, before an impeachment inquiry was formalized, Bill Barr, in an Office of Legal Counsel letter through the Department of Justice, determined that there was no grounds to prosecute any witness for contempt of Congress where there had not been a formal impeachment inquiry. A formal impeachment inquiry does not, according to Bill Barr in this Department of Justice memo, retroactively make subpoenas issued prior to a vote on an impeachment inquiry all of a sudden valid. Thus, any subpoenas that were sent before an official impeachment inquiry is voted on and the scope of that impeachment inquiry stipulated to, any subpoenas that predate it are inherently flawed and defective on their face and cannot be enforced by the Department of Justice. And you know who said that? You know who agreed with it? Comer Pile. James Comer was the one giving these Bill Barr 2019 talking points about how it takes an impeachment inquiry before your subpoenas become valid. So what went down here? Well, what we know, we've covered it here on the MeidasTouch Network. December 13th, the House of Representatives, because they've got nothing better to do and they don't give a crap about the American people and have pushed forward no policies at all other than trying to impeach everybody who works in the Biden administration. They launched an impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden December 13th. On what grounds? Well, the MAGA Republicans don't even know. Jim Jordan says their strongest piece of evidence is the deposition of Devon Archer. Well, we've showed you here on the MeidasTouch Network what the deposition of Devon Archer says, because facts matter, and Devon Archer clearly stated that he had no knowledge at all about anything regarding President Biden when he was the vice president, when he was not the president, when he's the president, ever engaged in misconduct at all. No knowledge, zip, zero. That's what Jim Jordan says was their strongest piece of evidence. Oh, and maybe the 17 fake audio recordings, which turned out they didn't exist. One of their fake whistleblowers who was dead, another of their whistleblower who's been indicted and is actually a spy for the CCP. Their other whistleblowers, the IRS whistleblowers who showed up and claimed that what they were really upset about were things that happened in 2018 and 2019. And then who was the president at that point in time? Yeah, Donald Trump was the president at that time. So they were complaining about Trump's DOJ thwarting what they wanted to do, but saying because President Biden contemplated becoming a candidate and then became a candidate, that somehow was him weaponizing the DOJ. It's just a bunch of absolute MAGA garbage. But back to my point, MAGA Republicans on December 13th, they launched the official impeachment inquiry. There's a vote that's taken. So, therefore, under the guidance by Bill Barr, which is pointed out in this letter that was written by Hunter Biden's lawyer to James Comer, For a subpoena to be valid, it would have to be issued on December 13th after the vote or later than that. When were the subpoenas sent to Hunter Biden? Well, November 8th and November 9th of 2023 is when James Comer did the performative signing of those subpoenas and sent it out. So inherently, the November 8th and November 9th subpoena, defective. The Department of Justice, under the auspices of Bill Barr's OLC memo that James Comer relied on, says that there cannot be contempt of Congress, that there cannot be criminal prosecution for subpoenas that are issued before an impeachment inquiry takes place. And finally, that you cannot then retroactively make the prior subpoenas valid once you start the impeachment inquiry. A new subpoena would have to issue. You said this, James Comer. You agreed to it.
If you're like most people on planet Earth, you enjoy a good cup of coffee. I just found a new product to put in my coffee that has all these awesome benefits called 4Wellness. You have to try it out. This podcast is sponsored by 4Wellness. 4Wellness is a functional food brand with a unique range of snacks and supplements that are designed to help you get the most out of your body and mind. Their best-selling product, The Good Stuff, is a performance coffee supplement that supercharges the natural benefits of your coffee with just one scoop. Enjoy better focus, reduce the caffeine jitters, increase your collagen, and support fat burning with the power of The Good Stuff's 5 key ingredients: L-theanine, collagen, MCT, cinnamon, and Himalayan salt. On top of that, The Good Stuff helps you ditch the bad stuff like sugar, dairy, and artificial creamers. 4Wellness was founded by world-renowned performance coach Dave Phillips, who's worked with some of the world's highest performing athletes because he saw his athletes struggling with their health and in need of a simple, delicious way to get functional ingredients into their daily routines. Now, Dave is bringing his unique insight from the pro sports world to you with 4Wellness. I already talk about coffee enough with my brothers and annoy them by going on and on and on. And guess what? Now I get to do that twice as much by bragging about my 4Wellness every day. It not only tastes great, but it makes me feel great as well. 4Wellness also offers Superfood Focus Bites, a delicious snack that literally tastes like a chocolate brownie, except it's made from nootropics like lion's mane, mushroom, and cacao. It also has amazing benefits like fighting inflammation and supporting brain and gut health. Plus, they offer tart cherry recovery gummies, which help combat muscle soreness, coffee pods, and more amazing products that you could work into your daily routine. And 4Wellness offers a 60-day money-back guarantee, so what do you have to lose? So, if you drink coffee, it's time to give 4Wellness a try. Head to 4wellness.com/Meidas and use code Meidas for 25% off your order. Once again, that's 4wellness.com/MEIDAS for 25% off, and make sure to use my promo code Meidas so they know I sent you.
Here's the letter that Hunter Biden's lawyer sent from the firm of Winston Strawn. Dear Chairman Comer and Jordan, on January 10, 2024, you led your respective committee markup proceedings for parallel resolutions recommending the House hold Hunter Biden in contempt for failing to comply with subpoenas that were, quote, duly issued, because they were not duly issued, to him on November 8th and 9th, 2023, despite his offering repeatedly that he would answer all pertinent and relevant questions to you and your colleagues at a public hearing. So first, in this letter, Hunter Biden's lawyers point out that James Comer invited Hunter Biden to testify publicly, which Hunter Biden agreed to. These are direct quotes from James Comer. We're in the downhill phase. Should I do it in a James Comer voice? We are in a downhill phase of this investigation now because we have so many documents. I won't do it anymore. And we can bring these people in for depositions or committee hearings, whichever they choose. No one forced James Comer to go on this right-wing podcast and say that, but James Comer said that. Also, James Comer said the following: Hunter Biden is more than welcome to come in front of the committee. He's invited today. We'll drop everything. It's another interview right there with James Comer. One of those was on Benny Johnson's show. The other was on Newsmax. The first one, October 31st, 2023. The other, September 13th, 2023. So Hunter said, okay, I'm here. I'm ready to go. Let's go. I'll do it publicly. And MAGA Republicans were like, we ain't doing it. And then the letter talks about how similar subpoenas issued in connection with the impeachment inquiry of Donald Trump before the impeachment inquiry was actually formalized were found to be improper. And then this letter goes over the fact that an OLC memo from Bill Barr declared that there is no lawful basis for Congress to issue subpoenas regarding an impeachment when an impeachment inquiry is not yet launched. It's very that simple. Here is the OLC opinion, which MAGA Republicans waved around. The opinion actually from the Office of Legal Counsel was finally issued in January of 2020, made clear that the subpoena first, impeachment inquiry resolution second approach taken then and being attempted now was and is improper. Quote, the House of Representatives must expressly authorize a committee to conduct an impeachment investigation and to use compulsory process in that investigation before the committee may compel the production of documents or testimony in support of the House's power of impeachment. Moreover, the House must provide express authorization before any committee may exercise compulsory powers in an impeachment investigation. Importantly, the House, by a full House vote, must actually exercise its discretion by making the judgment in the first instance, and its resolution must then set the terms of a committee's authority. Accordingly, no committee may exercise the House investigative powers in the absence of such a delegation. Where no impeachment resolution existed at the time subpoenas were issued, there is no plausible argument that the committees had proper authority to issue subpoenas seeking enforcement or seeking information in support of their so-called impeachment inquiry. Then the letter says, your attempt to seek ratification of the premature subpoenas is legally infirm. And again, we know that based on that OLC memo, it is entirely improper. Goes Chairman Comer and Jordan, there could be no question that your subpoenas to Mr. Biden were issued for the purpose of gathering testimony pursuant to an impeachment inquiry. You've said that dozens and dozens and dozens of times. There's no other legitimate legislative purpose that you have. I know Marjorie Taylor Greene thinks that showing Hunter Biden's nudes may be a legitimate legislative purpose, but it ain't. And that's where we're at right now. So not only did Hunter Biden clown y'all MAGA Republicans for showing up and saying, I'm ready to go, and showed how cowardly and scared you are, he's also doing some legal jujitsu here and talking about how there's no basis in law possibly to prosecute him for contempt. And that, by the way, is why I think Hunter Biden decided, I don't even need to show up at the deposition and invoke the Fifth Amendment if they're not going to allow me to testify publicly, because it's defective on its face to begin with. And this is what I say. What do we say over and over again here on the MeidasTouch Network? MAGA equals fascism plus idiocracy, and the idiocracy, fortunately, far exceeds the fascism, which makes it very difficult for them to implement it. That may not always be the case, so we got to stay vigilant, of course. But yet again, MAGA Republican James Comer being owned by Hunter Biden, smacked down. I'm Ben Meiselas. This is the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 2 million subscribers thanks to your support. Subscribe now. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.